Hello, everyone, and welcome to what I think is week 3 of this game. I don't know. It's been 3 weeks. I've already lost track. It's fine. So welcome to Legacy of the Lost, Game 1, Week 3. These titles are going to get ridiculously long very, very quickly. Yeah, I'm gonna unmute them so you can actually hear them.
It's not the only thing that's going to get ridiculously long.
I mean, maybe in this house.
Hot damn. Cool. So, does anyone actually remember what happened last time we played?
We were on
Punch
a
the
boat
pirate.
and we got off a boat and we played some songs and we robbed some homes.
Zon got drunk.
Zon did get drunk.
That's true.
We had a gambling session where we traded
Wait,
stories.
Zon gambled and got drunk.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the same session.
And
Sophie completely destroyed us and kept making us give up
That-
information.
Indeed. Yeah,
Oh,
Sophie did really well at that gambling, actually.
Well, I mean, they
Yeah.
were both
To
on
be
exhaustion, like.
Yeah, me and Jake were like, okay, there's a chance.
there's but a small chance.
I think we didn't roll over a 10, like when we
You got
started.
12.
Yeah, my rolls have not been great.
Hmm. Yeah, no, Mock did very, very well during
Yeah.
the gambling game.
And we tried to get Abby to play, but we failed the charisma roll, so she would not
Yes.
Yeah.
By like one as well, by one.
play. Yeah, that's
And then you got boarded by some pirates, which
Oh,
Cardinal
buddy.
was very
Oh,
happy
yeah.
and very willing to resolve peacefully. Zon was a lot less willing to resolve the situation peacefully, so he attacked said pirates. And
then we got bodied.
completely ruined poor Cardinal's goal. Then you guys got critted, and the pirate fucking straight up murdered you. It was great. Everyone had a great time, especially the pirate. Yeah. And then we arrived at a port town where you guys stole some things, and you performed
Impressed
some music.
some posh people and they
Yep.
invited us over. And we also found out that they're digging something spooky out the ground not far from where we are.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
think.
a thing. I wrote that down.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll-
We did do that.
Also, our two bards made more money by actually doing a legitimate performance than I did from stealing.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, that was a thing.
I'll break out the sad flute in a minute.
The sad
Um,
flute.
The recorder.
Recorder. Thing. It's basically a flute,
Basically.
just far more classy.
Um,
I don't think classy's the word you're looking for.
I think it's the exact right word.
then you guys got a carriage and went to the capital. It was great. And then yeah, we basically ended with you guys arriving at the Red X, if you will.
Alright.
So, experience for last time.
Okay.
Everybody gets 100 experience flat for making it to the city. Well done. That was your mission. You completed it. Good job.
Hey.
Sophie, you get an additional. Let me go to the thingy that tells me.
Wait, did you just add that already, or did I? Is that from last time?
No, I haven't added any experience. If you've already
Okay,
got
cool.
experience, it would have been from goals and stuff from last time. Sophie, you get 200 experience for goals and the like.
Hey.
Who is this? Why is the only people I have named next to experience Sophie and Abby? Who was who? Oh, Lane. That's right. You have the small amount because Zon kind of fucked you over on your other goals. Lane, you have 125 experience. Jake, you have 150, and Abby, you have 175. Congratulations, people. Add that to your experience.
Hashtag fuck Jake.
That'll
Are we level or I level?
probably
I don't know, everyone
level.
else.
Oh yeah, I'm on
Yeah.
I'm on 400 XP. What is?
Cool.
So it's 300 to hit level 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
well
if you're over 300, you've now hit level 2. Did everyone do that, or is just some people?
Yeah.
Lane,
Yeah,
did
we
you
all
hit?
hit level 2.
Did you hit level 2? Oh, nice work, man.
Yep.
Um,
Thanks, man.
I'm sorry for Jake last session. I can't control that.
It's fine. That's why I love him.
Okay,
At least
so
it's up and down.
to basically, look if you have the PDF open for the player's handbook, or if you have the player's handbook in front of you, I don't know where mine is. Oh, it's on the floor. Cool. It'll basically tell you like the things you need to do to go to level 2. For the most part, everyone needs to roll an additional hit dice and add the additional hit dice plus Constitution, and that'll like bump your health. So we'll do that first for everyone. Does anyone not know what their hit dice are? What dice you should be rolling to roll new health? 'Cause I
It
can-
should
I
be
can
in the
look it up for you.
character sheet because you can put in hit dice.
Oi, I'll take 8.
Is that that is with you, Con. Nice. If you just if you're unsure,
Mine
if you,
doesn't say anything.
If you go to your crap, damn it. If you go to your character sheet, you should be able to click a hit dice button, and it should roll it. There you go. And that includes the con bonus as well, so that's perfect. You can
Should
just
I
click
add that to my normal
Yes, add that to your total and current hit points.
Oi.
one? Oh, I don't know what I've just done.
You have a con mod or not?
No.
Okay, so just flat 7. That's right.
No, I know that. I opened like some weird window, came up on
Guess who
the
just
laptop.
Guess who's fast as fuck, boys?
Do you get your
45
Oh,
45
boy.
movement. Yeah. Guess who's fast as fuck?
months?
Liam, I think you should open your bedroom door really quick.
Why is there a cat over to get in?
On kitty cat alert.
Has everyone done that? Sophie.
Just trying to find the page.
Hello, kitty cat.
Yours is a 1d8.
Plus Constitution modifier if you have one.
I do not have any constitution.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Neither do I.
Just roll a d8.
They
and
make
add that.
pretty tragic rolls, did they?
No, they've rolled,
no.
everyone's rolled okay so far.
Oh, just wait for it.
Liam,
Apart
do you
from-
know if there's a
What is it? /R.
key point?
You can just
Uh,
click hit dice on your character sheet.
Is there key points
Mine
on the
just says
character
one
sheet?
hit
Or not?
dice.
if you click the
It
word
should probably be
hit
2.
dice. Or it'll be
Sorry,
2 now.
Liam.
One sec, I'm helping Sophie. If you go over the word hit dice, it'll turn red.
Yeah.
And you should be able to click that. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Aww.
You gain 1 hit point.
It just
Sorry.
says D plus 0. It just says D.
1D.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it rolls dice. She rolled 1d.
It didn't roll a
It
dice.
did for Abby. It didn't roll for Sophie. Why didn't it roll for Sophie?
Oh, you rolled 1D.
I just roll like slash.
I
If
rolled
you type in
1D.
/R1d8, that'll roll you a dice, and I will try.
Or
to
you
figure
click
out-
on the little dice roller
Oh,
button on the top
Oh my
left.
god.
There you go. That's much
Perfect.
better.
That is
Yeah, you.
significantly better.
Oh, okay. Wait, I know how to fix your thing. I can do that in a sec.
How does
Add
how does
8.
Quack have 90 movement? What? How does he do that? Liam, why are they broken? Why are they broken already?
Quack
It's
you
rogue
just have
with
to accept it.
the bonus action bullshit.
Oh, yeah. That's a fucking bonus. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, but like at default, Jake, you become considerably faster than him, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
And
like,
you
I
can
can just fucking...
and
All you have to do is
can
wait till like
use-
level 4 for monks.
You
to
can
become
also use your
outrageously
movement speed to
overpowered.
run up walls.
I mean, yeah, I'm
So
automatically better than Quack. Like, I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, monk
Um,
is the most broken class in 5th edition
but
D&D, so
the- Monk is the most boner class in...
definitely said
Is
broken. That's fine.
I had boner.
You're allowed to hear whatever you want to hear, man.
Alright.
Cool. So
knows
everyone
what he
should
wants to
add
hear.
that. That is fine. Now, does anyone get anything? So if you go to your class thingy in the player's handbook,
It's such a pain to use the fucking PDF. It's just horrendous.
is anyone basically tell me if you're not sure what you get? Tell me and I can tell you.
I'm not sure.
Page 51.
You're a
How
rogue, right?
do I just have to keep track of my own key points?
No, you can add a class feature. I'll do it for you.
Okay.
You can go in.
I tried doing it, but I don't know how. I found the bit. I just don't know how to make it like tick tick tick. You know?
You can go like this.
The page is 45 for us, Sophie, on the PDF.
How many do you have currently?
I get 2. I have 2.
So above where you've added key points,
Okay.
that just keeps track of how many key points you have total. And
Okay, so I just have to click.
so at level 2, Lane,
I think I get cunning action.
you do receive cunning action. So essentially it allows you at second level, you are able to as a bonus action, you can dash, disengage, or hide in combat.
Oh,
You can do
awesome.
that in
Oh,
combat.
I can do that anyway. I just have to spend a key point. Fuck off, great. Do it anyway. Get out of here.
Yeah. You get
Welcome
fucked.
to monks and their
Okay.
bastards.
Jack of all trades and Song of Wrath.
Mm-hmm.
That is-
And we gain 1 more spell.
What's the bards get?
Where do I put that in?
That'd be correct.
Spell slots probably.
So yeah, you can basically pick another spell.
Song of
So
Rest. Yeah.
if you go to your spell list, you'll be able to add one
Ah,
more.
That's so
And-
much effort to fucking.
I'm gonna
do
get
that
more
on
alcohol.
PDF. So babe.
On top of that, you can also, because we're using the custom rules for spells, you'll gain more spell points.
Oh my god, blessed. Thank you, Dad.
And I'll tell you how many more spell points you receive as soon as I open the Google Doc. That'll tell me how many more spell points you receive.
Good old Google Doc.
Mm.
Nothing beats that.
This book's so warm.
a bit odd.
And it's like, it feels heated.
Still a bit odd. Okay, so you will gain an extra. Where is it? Spell points gained for bards is each level you gain 4+ spellcasting ability modifier. So that's your charisma modifier. So where you've added your spell points on your character sheet,
Yep.
basically it's 4+ charisma. So Sophie, you're going to gain 8 more.
I'm good. Ooh, okay. Excellent.
And Abby,
If you're speaking to me about something right now, I wasn't listening, so.
don't worry, I'm just going to hijack your character sheet and do it for you.
What are you doing to me?
Hijacking your character sheet and doing it for you.
What are you doing?
Increasing the
Oh
amount of
yeah, I
spells
can
you
see you
cast.
changing my spell. Yeah, I
I
can
still
see
need
you
to. I still need to put my spells in here. I keep forgetting to do that. Mainly because I don't
All
know
of
how
mine
to.
are in there actually. I'm surprised I bothered.
Yeah, you have
What
added
am
them,
I
Abby.
looking at?
This site is still a mystery to me.
Yeah, I can.
Oh, there you go.
You get used to it. It gets easier.
It's a bit odd at first, but yeah, you do get used to it. Okay. Do you know what spells you have though, Sophie? Like, do you have what spells you actually have available noted
Yeah,
down
I've-
somewhere?
I've got
whether it
them.
be in- cool.
I've got them on the spell, like attacks and spellcasting bit. I just don't have them, so
Oh,
I can
sweet.
just click
Cool.
them and it works.
Oh, okay.
That bit I can do. I can add that for you. Like I can switch that across. It's easy as long as you know which ones you have. So you can both pick another spell from your spell list. Bearing in mind that the spell point system allows you to cast spells higher than your level if you wish.
I
It just takes time to
know.
do
What?
So if you want to take a spell that is higher than your spell in your spell list that is higher than your current level, you can also do that. But also bear in mind that it's going to take you longer to cast because you have to like channel it. Okay, cool. So,
Can I ask a question?
Go for it.
My proficiency bonus
Yeah.
for Jack of all trades, is that just my actual proficiency bonus, or like
would
my
imagine so.
one that I
Let me
would
read
add
it.
to like an attack throw? Because it says starting at second
not
level,
supposed
you
to do
can
that,
add
but that's
half your
alright.
proficiency bonus rounded
Same
down
with
to any
Shadowrun.
ability check you make that doesn't already include your
Yep.
proficiency bonus. I'm assuming it's the one that's above all of my shit, because
Yes.
it's like, say, I rolled for doing a backflip when I should normally be able to do a backflip.
It's basically you can add the thing that matters for you guys is every skill check you make that you are not normally proficient in, plus
Add
one.
one!
So
Oh,
that's
okay, cool.
essentially all you need to know for that skill.
For Jack of Trades.
Yeah, it basically breaks down to any skill that you don't have a check mark next to plus one to the result.
Excellent.
Okay,
Counts as-
is everyone
Right, now I've got
No.
to choose a spell. That's right. Yep. Pretty much all good.
all right? So as we faded out last time, you guys were looking over you're on the main road into the city, into the city of Talash, and which is the capital city of the old Tarlean Empire, and the wagons and caravans that you guys were with were like pulling into the town. So it's the kind of what you see before you is a like city that gets taller as you go into the middle, and also as you get further like into the center of the city, you reach more and more like impressive architecture, I guess. So all of the like middle and especially the massive spire that's in the middle of the city was built by the major races years and years and years ago. It has now been like co-opted into this large Tallinn city, and it's kind of been built on. But as time has gone on, and as the city has expanded further and further and further, the quality of the buildings that have been added on has reduced. So you see this like really impressive city in the center, and you kind of know that this is like the central spire is like the palace, and then kind of the concentric rings around the outside are like noble districts heading out into like poorer parts of the city, and it's very clearly represented in the architecture that that's the case, because as you go further out from the middle, the city
You can see the
buildings-
slums.
Yeah, the buildings get shittier and shittier.
Kind of like the fucking capital in Game of Thrones. I imagine
Kind of.
that. You know
Kind
how
of.
the way that's built up, and it's like
Yeah.
you can see the pinnacle
but
of like
the
everything,
kind
and
of-
then
I
it's
guess
shit
the-
underneath.
The difference there would be like the impressive part is a lot more impressive.
Yeah,
'cause
no,
it's like-
that's what I'm imagining.
whereas-
More like my favorite city in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, whereas like the Red Keep was all built by humans, this is kind of imagining like you have like a human city, and then in the middle you have this like elven
It's like
architecture
city
through the middle.
built by fucking gods among
Yeah,
men.
basically. Cool. So you've essentially been sent, if you guys remember, to negotiate with a new power that's rising within
yeah.
the city, and this new power has called for representatives from many of the different guilds and your people of your sort to come and like basically be the highest bidder to gain exclusive rights to the job from this particular person or people. So you have a pretty good idea that you have to try and make it to the palace. Like you imagine if there's going to be any sort of new power rising in these parts and they're using this city as a main base, they're probably in the palace, which is in the dead smack center of the city. Like you can see it from anywhere. So it's not exactly like you're going to get lost. But you do have a decision to make about whether you want to go like right there, or do you want to spend some time like in the city itself, or Would you like to go to a tavern first, or yeah, it's up to you guys what you guys want to do from this point. Eventually, you'll end up at the palace, but you don't have to head straight there if you don't want to. If there's anything anyone wants to do in the city before you head straight to the palace.
So are we picking up right from where we left off last time?
Pretty much, yeah.
Alrighty, in that case, I can't think of anything.
Cool. All right. So yeah, we can just say you guys go like basically straight there. So there's essentially a main, like a wider road that goes through the city, and kind of like arcs up and around to the palace on top. As you are walking along that, you see other people who you can clearly recognize to be adventurers. Their armor is very mismatched, but they're all carrying weapons of some sort. They don't look like they're in any sort of like uniform at all, and they're kind of like almost moving together in like smaller groups in a similar way that you are. And you're all heading kind of up this road, and as you get closer and closer and closer to the top, the amount of these mismatched groups that you're traveling alongside of grows and increases until you reach a guarded gate that blocks the way. There's two guards standing either side, and it's shut, and people are kind of like milling around this area, you presume waiting to be let in. Is there any, do you guys want to talk to anyone here, or just gonna wait till the gates open?
Does anyone look like they're in the guild that we were looking to? Was it we were looking to avoid a certain guild, or
So,
not tell them we were?
You were
guild.
kind of sent because you're new enough to not have a direct association with your guild just yet.
Because our guild's got a fucked up past.
Yeah, your guild has a bad
Yeah.
reputation.
It's more that other guilds don't respect and don't like our guild than us.
Yeah.
We're avoiding everyone pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're attempting to
Right.
hide what particular guild or patron you are working for until you broach that to whomever this may be you're going to talk to. Because yeah, people don't like you guys very much. You presume for good reason. I don't know. I don't think they've told you why specifically, or.
I would assume it's a good reason.
We got bits and pieces.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
gave you bits and pieces.
Just quick, is this the morning after like last session?
Yeah, probably.
Included?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you hung over.
Yeah. Zon's very hungover.
Aw.
That's right. Oh, Zon.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, Zon.
That's what we ended on, was us babying him in his room, wasn't it?
Yeah, we
Pretty
Yeah.
much,
ended
yeah.
on-
Oh god.
that's pretty
That was adorable. Fucking poor Zon. Sweet. So there's kind of like a general anticipation of the crowd. They're all standing around talking, murmuring, and generally sticking to their own groups. But I think there's probably a few people who are kind of going around talking to people. I think one of these, the people who are like moving around, like approaches your group. Probably a short Arvin woman who approaches your group and says, "Hey, you're well, probably here for the same reason, right?" She like gestures at the huge gates in front of you.
Oh yes, that's us indeed. We're well. What reason are you here for exactly?
She laughs, gestures at the palace that stands on the other side of these large wrought iron
Just
gates.
trying to get in.
Yeah, and says, well, hopefully to get to the other side and get a job, like most of you. I'm assuming we'll be competing
is-
soon.
That is the goal. Oh well.
She kind of like smiles
say
and like
that.
looks you guys up and down.
We can always work together. You never know. People are friendly if you give them a chance to be.
She nods. Says, "So, who do you represent?"
I don't have
We're
any
our
other-
own group, I say.
We're individuals.
Independent.
Independent. That's what I was looking for.
She looks at you. She says, "Oh, that's unusual. Not many here like that. Most are representing a guild or group. It's helpful to have influence behind you, but good luck."
We're just winging
Well.
it. What guild are you a part of?
She says, do I actually wait? Where's my? I actually have a list of guilds. Let's pick one. Let's randomly number generate one because I think they're in a numbered list. Okay. I have 16 possible names. Okay. So she says she's from. She says she's under the. Says I'm under the patronage of Lucia. You have no idea who that is. She kind of shrugs. She says a powerful Carven, merchant family. Yeah. You've never heard of him before.
Well, to be fair, Miss, independent contractors can offer something you guys can't. We have no connections. It's pretty worthwhile.
She nods. She says, "Yeah, I'm sure you're right. I think they're looking for influence, though. But like I said, good luck. I'm sure you'll do fine."
Good luck to you too, darling.
And she kind of nods her head and walks away off into the crowd and kind of approaches a different group. I'm assuming you probably get approached a couple more times by different people as you're kind of waiting. I'm assuming your responses are pretty similar. You claim to be independent.
Independent.
Yeah,
Trying to be as vague as possible.
Sure. And then eventually the guards who are standing at the gates walk forward and push the gates open, gesturing for you guys to kind of start filing through into this large courtyard that is I guess before you, and kind of you have this beautiful garden as you kind of imagine, if you think of the
Garden
any
of
sort
Betrayal.
of royal families, a garden, in Buckingham Palace or Windsor Castle or anything like that. And then it kind of leads
So
through.
lots of topiary.
Yeah. And it looks. It probably looks kind of out of place here, because you have this really, I guess, almost elegant structure-y, and then something that just doesn't look right. It's kind of where it's a lesser race feature in an architecture designed by the major races. It kind of looks weird.
Something man-made amongst the gods.
Yeah, it's a good way of putting it.
Poetic.
And then you're led through into the a big. Once again, let's go back to the Game of Thrones reference. Think the where the Iron Throne is in the Red Keep. Think that crossed with something elven from Lord of the Rings is a pretty good description. At the end of this kind of long room that has all these pillars running down it, there is this gigantic throne. The throne is way too big for anyone to sit on. Even someone of the major races sitting in this would be dwarfed by the thing. And it was designed for that purpose, right? It was designed to be big and impressive and
To be imposing.
overwhelming. And this kind of long room that everyone files into. And once again, you guys kind of mill around and look around. And then from the front where the throne is on this elevated platform, a small group walks on, and you see I think the first person to walk on is probably the person who catches your eye like the most, and surprising, I would say. It's a Tala, one of the like major race. Tala walks through in like a long flowing robe with a long sword like belted at his side, and he walks through and he sits on one of the smaller seats at the side from the throne, and then the rest of the small party walk on, probably an Elevin, 2 Tylene, and a Carvin, and one of the Tylene like sit on this like gigantic throne. It looks ridiculous, right? Like it would almost be like a laughing matter if it, you weren't scared that some of the guards here would probably execute you for doing that.
Don't lose your head.
Yeah, right. The Tallinn who sat in the throne is wearing a very regal dress, very over the top, of like purples and golds and reds, and she has this I guess once again like an elven kind of idea comes to mind, with a very like intricate and delicate like crown resting on her head, and she looks over her small group of courtiers and stands up and addresses the crowd, and her voice is a lot louder than you'd expect. It seems to be amplified somehow, and she says, "Thank you all for gathering here under my request. It is interesting to see those who came and those who did not. It shows a lot about loyalties and those willing to go the extra mile. But of course, we're not looking for many. We're looking for one. One of you and one of the groups you represent will be elevated to a status unbeknownst to you before, and unbeknownst to any before you. You'll be a guild supported by an empire, one in the making and one growing." Charlotte looks around and there's a murmur. There's like a murmur around the crowd, and she says, "But of course we need some way to decide between you. A test."
Hunger Games.
I was hoping for a debate.
Political debate.
I will make it my personal goal that you do not achieve your own goal.
I know.
That's my goal. Lane doesn't achieve his goal. What?
I mean, the other group
right
has
now.
gone about that a very different direction. The other group, one player has help another player with their goal, help another player achieve their goal, whereas this party is specifically
Rest
fuck
until
Lane.
you are miserable.
That's. I'm putting in ideals. Fuck Lane.
So she says,
And I asked to be put in this group because of you, you quiff.
How dare you?
She says, "So, from this point, you are competing and being assessed on your worth. Those of you who offer the most and achieve your tasks quickly and with as little fuss as possible will return, and from the group I will choose." Kind of pauses and looks over her shoulder at the people who seated behind her. "We will choose."
Cool.
Zon's just got like his head in his hand. And he's just like,
Oh no, Zon.
That was me saying that, not.
Yeah.
no,
Flat
No,
Flappy's
I'm-
just gonna go.
Just flabbing over. Yeah.
I know. I'm just hungover. Like.
Yeah. I'm aware. We're aware, on. You drank way too much last night.
Yeah.
And she says, "You are welcome to the areas of the palace that are open to you. Over the next couple of hours, an attendant will see you and your group. You will introduce yourself and inform us as to what group you're representing, and you'll be given a task. Those of you who return alive and with the task completed, then a decision will be made about which one of you gets the support and jobs that are abundant within our new empire." And she stands and leaves the room to a murmuring.
Mic drop.
Boom.
I mean, she seemed like she was stuttering, to be honest. She didn't seem very strong on her words.
It's New Age rap. You just don't understand it yet.
Mumble
Shit.
rap.
Can sort of lean over to Cardinal and be
Yeah,
like,
New Age.
So, do we wait until after this trial to reveal who we're with, or do we do that once we meet with them?
I turn to you and say, I think it depends on how many people are around when we meet the attendant.
Fair. Do you think there'll be private meetings? Do you think there'll be maybe some snacks? I'm kind of hungry.
We can always hope. It's
So I
just
think-
like the
yeah,
name of your catapult.
As Mock says that,
You always have to keep bringing that up, don't you?
I think we see
Yes.
attendants carrying tables that line the center of this room. And then they bring out these tables and line the center of the room with these tables, and they leave, and then another group come back carrying
Buckets of
extensive
chicken.
amounts of food. What did you say?
Buckets of chicken.
Buckets of chicken.
Buckets of chicken.
They have visited their
Burritos
local
and chicken.
KFC.
Burritos and KFC.
They have visited their local KFC and has brought back KFC buckets. No, it's just the excessive amount of food that they are.
Yum, you're
They're
making me
spread on the
hungry.
And then is there anything you guys want to do over the next? It probably takes maybe an hour for them to get to you. You see attendants who are all dressed in the similar colors, but definitely a less regal attire, but similar coloring. Walking around to the groups, and they have a talk and make some jot some things down, and then the group have a discussion and then leave, one after another. So yeah, you probably have an hour before your group's got to, if there's anything you guys want to be doing in that time.
I say we go somewhere more secluded.
To
Yeah.
stay where everyone else is, or will they find us if we go somewhere else?
Well,
One
she
would
did
assume
say
this-
that any area of the palace that is open to you, you have access.
Fair. We can go
So-
find somewhere nice. I do just want to have a general look around to see are there any other what's my race? Quivari. Are there any other, or what's the ratio? Are there a lot?
Yeah.
A little?
I mean, it's probably pretty even, amongst all of the group. But everyone here, all of the races are probably pretty even, apart from humans who are rarer. And that's a general statement for the rest of the world as well. The ratio is relatively even, apart from humans who are rarer.
Humans.
Gotcha. Gonna write
So yeah, there'd be plenty here. The group, there's probably, you think 200, just over 200 people, gathered in this room. So if you divided that between how many races I made, that's probably how many Quivari there'd be here. It's relatively even.
All right, fair. Just curious.
Cool.
All right. Well, what places do we see any big doorways leading out to like
Yeah,
a
I
garden
mean,
or?
They're definitely like, yes, you have like the gardens that are open. There are probably like a few, almost like, I guess, for lack of knowing what rooms are in a palace, like sitting rooms and that sort of thing that you could go to there that are open kind of like off the side of this main hallway or main. Can't think of the word right now. Main whatever this would be.
Main hall?
Yeah, main hall. There you go.
Here we are. Alright.
So yeah, there's definitely places you can go to that are a lot quieter than where you are currently. I think most people are kind of just milling around here. So if you want to go somewhere a bit quieter, you absolutely can.
Alright, well, I'll start to weed over to like a garden area or something.
Sure. Okay. I assume
I'll
everyone
just-
Yeah,
follows.
I follow.
And then yeah, about an hour or so later, you see the Tala who you saw on the stage, like weaving his way between the crowd towards you. And yeah, he's dressed differently to everyone else you saw in like the Empress's retinue. He's wearing like a longer flowing like white robes with this like very ceremonial sword belted at his hip. And yeah, he makes his way towards you, nodding his head slowly in greeting as he arrives at your group. So
Hello
My
there.
pleasure.
this is this is probably the first. It's the first time you've ever had somebody from the major races directly acknowledge your existence. For lack of a
I
better
bow
term.
my head.
And it's probably not the first time you've seen one. They're around, like you see them, but generally they're going about their own business and generally completely ignoring the lives and goings-ons of the lesser races. Almost like to the point of being disruptive or destructive in some cases. Like there'll be a crowd of people in like a marketplace or whatever.
We're like ants to them, though, right?
Yeah, like they
We're like-
barely
just like
acknowledge your
Like
existence.
small little creatures they don't need to worry about.
Yeah, yeah. They know that if they ever did something, it's like ant is a good example, right? Because if you ever did something to like piss off a group of ants, they're gonna try and bite you. But the fuck is the bite of an ant to a human? If a lesser race, someone of the lesser races tried to attack and hurt a major race, some of the major races, it wouldn't take the Tala or the Quinn much to kill the person trying to trouble them. So he nods his head slowly and says, "You are from what group?"
We're actually an independent group. We. Oh wait, how many people are around?
You're
Well, as I say
relatively
that,
alone.
How many people
You're relatively
alone or?
Not completely. They'd probably
Are
be
we
like
within
a group.
earshot of people?
Maybe one or two groups would hear you if they were listening, and considering you're talking to a Tala, they very well might be.
For now,
So what do
we're-
we do, guys?
We're in an
We're still
independent
independent?
We're
group.
an independent.
But this is I guess this is a decision between keeping up your cover story and not having the people around you hate you and lying to the person you're meant to be working for, soon to be working for.
I'd
It's
just out of
we're
character.
in an
I'd probably say this is where we say
We're
who we are,
Unnamed.
because this is because they're gonna be like, oh, you didn't tell us. We don't trust you. We're not gonna pick you, right? Like,
Yeah, but if we got the job done.
yeah, but so are other groups. Other groups are gonna get the job done as well.
Yeah, but we can get it done
We're gonna
better,
get it done
and they
before
might
people
think
act.
we're even better because we're independent.
know.
And then when we hit them with the truth bomb, they might be like,
Well, no, because there's all this stigma apparently about our group, so it'll be like,
"Well,
oh,
then
you're
if
that
we
group.
don't tell them, they don't.
Well, yeah, they're
have
gonna. I
that
mean, they're gonna
stigma
have to know.
attached. Yeah, at the end, when it doesn't matter, when we've done a good job, and then we say who we work for, because for all we know, us telling them
Quack
who we're
crews.
with, they might say, ooh, or they might judge us for it. So we're better off having no judgment.
Yeah, but it's
for now.
better for them to have those assumptions and we like prove them wrong, other than like, and then like our accomplishment is what they remember, opposed to like accomplishing something and then saying, oh, "Lol, fucking wrecked, we lied to you," and they're like, "Oh, bunch of liars." That's what they remember because it's the last thing we've done.
Yeah, but maybe because they're like an elder race, they would find it amusing that they would get lied to.
That's a
I don't
fair
know.
Okay,
Like
that's an
trivial.
assumption
Or-
you can make. Like
I mean, I'm just thinking.
Maybe
of,
they
like,
can fly.
One of those scenarios where it's like, you know, in olden times, where like a girl enters a knight's like tournament and then reveals that she's a girl at the end because she wouldn't have been allowed in. At
Yeah,
the
and then-
beginning.
Yeah.
Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Am I making...
I'm with you on that. 100%.
yeah, but then she gets expelled and only gets let back in because she
No,
does
she-
like.
And then she
Yeah.
gets
Oh,
burnt
man.
as a
Then
witch.
she- Mulan, right? Mulan, right?
No, I'm
She gets
I'm
kicked
thinking
out
about
and they
Brave.
find.
I'm
No,
thinking
we're not talking about Brave. We're talking about Mulan. Okay,
Then she's
kicked out when they find out.
Yeah, but then she saves the day.
Yeah, because she does
Thank you,
something
Mama
else,
Jade.
right?
And she
Yeah,
falls
but
in
we're
love.
not going to save China.
We're gonna save China and fall in
No,
love.
we're not saving China. China's lost. We've lost China.
Damn
Let it go.
Mongolians.
Let it go. China's lost.
We're the fun group, in case people couldn't tell.
So yeah, do you guys? I mean, this is like you guys are more than welcome to talk over whether you're gonna reveal yourself or not.
Like just a second, and we're all like huddled in the group, like.
No, no,
They're like,
it's-
who do you
Nothing's
work
upset
for?
going on
This
here.
major race, and we're like cut down, like
Yeah.
rugby
Quick,
players,
huddle,
like
huddle,
having
quick.
to talk to each other.
I mean, no, this is like I said, it's a decision you guys like as players. This is a
My
decision
vote
you guys need
is
to make.
to lie still.
I vote to not lie.
I'm all for lying.
I'm voting for
That's a
Seattle.
more
Why-
interesting
why-
story.
Why
That's
do
such
that?
cunt.
Numbers,
Why?
awful
Okay.
good.
Sure. So, yeah, he
Sticking
nods
with what I
his head
said
and
first.
says,
Just quickly, but like, do we have any like documentation is not the right word, but like anything on our person
Don't we have that
that
letter?
we could
Yes.
like show that could
Yep.
could we do that instead so it's not said out loud and other groups don't hear?
"It's a thing you could do if you want to.
That thing.
You could hand in
Well,
We
your
can't
we could
sort of
lie.
tell that
Permit.
Tala's gonna
Because
be
we're like
fine.
but we're not lying to hide it from the big group. We're lying to hide it from the other people,
The
right?
other-
Yeah.
We're not trying to
People
lie
have-
to the people we want work for.
But didn't they give us the specific instruction not to tell them until we
Yeah,
like,
well,
were
they
in the
they
room
didn't
with the
want to
Empress?
they didn't want to like broach it. Yeah, but like it was just because we didn't want to meet resistance from the other groups, right? Isn't that right? Like you said, we're ants compared to the major races, so like they don't care about.
Yeah, but no, they probably. If our reputation is that much of a big deal, which we haven't been very much made aware of, and we wouldn't
But if-
know
if
unless
a-
we. No. Let me speak.
No.
If we had like this huge reputation that we haven't had explained to us, right, it could be a lot more severe. We could have fucking, I don't know, we could have had like 200 of us puny ant people fucking take down one of the big dudes. You don't know what it is. We don't know what it is.
Well, yeah, we would be
We
getting
could have
sent on a job
graffitied
to
on
help.
like their holy.
No, because they would
holy
just
ground.
come at us with a
So what?
blowtorch. Like they would have fucked us up. Like
Their blowtorch?
Flamethrowers.
they would. That's what you do. Like you get like the magnifying glass and you burn the fucking ants, like or like a hairspray can with a lighter, and you just fuck them up.
But in every scenario with the ants, so I feel like we should lie still.
Well, no,
I'm
because
all
that
for
could be
lying.
like us like resisting the major race, right? Like lying to the major race. Like who are we to lie to them?
You
right?
you were the person who said they wouldn't give a shit. So where's your argument?
I don't think I said that.
That was your point a minute ago that they wouldn't care because we're just ants.
yeah,
All for
that's
lying,
exactly-
all for lying. Still,
We're only trying.
if you know where the letter is, you could literally just grab it out, Jake, and show him. Like you as a playable character
Can I get the
can
letter
do that.
taken
I'm
along
pretty
with
sure
my
you
money?
have the letter. I'm pretty sure
Do
you're
I
the
still
person
have the
that has
letter? Yeah, I'm just gonna like.
I
I
think
pull out the
Cardinal
letter.
has all of your
I
little
He took my money. No, he took all the money we got given.
yeah, I know he took all the money. I don't think he would have taken the. I don't know.
Yeah, I just fuck it. I just pull out the fucking note.
And you just like hand it to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where they say in a booming voice the name of the guild and the whole fucking palace.
Yeah, it's like it's on like the
Stuff
PA
with
system.
TTK.
Like it's on the
Oh,
PA
you're
system.
from.
You know,
Oh
it's,
my goodness.
now, did you guys? So this is an opportunity I'm going to give you guys to. I have a name for your guild, but if you would like to rewrite the canon and pick your own name for your guild, you are allowed to. If anyone has any ideas, oh god,
Everyone's frozen.
oh, I hear people again.
Are we safe? Liam's camera's
Cross Liam
down.
camera. Liam
Your
camera.
Oh my
camera's
God.
down.
Everything
You're all
went funny
back.
for a bit there. I think everyone's
Um,
back now though.
Right.
Jake,
Can we
you've got
name
no
it-
cam for me.
Okay,
Right,
everyone's
so
good
we-
for me, apart from Lane, but that's
Everyone's good for me.
kind of the
Yeah,
big-
besides
Can we name
Feels
it
bad, man.
Husay Patrol?
No.
Is there any? Does anyone actually
No.
have any name they might want to put forward as to the name of your guild? Otherwise,
Everyone's
I
arguing
have,
that?
I have one.
Um,
I've
Horse Patrol. TM.
What is it with the patrols?
It makes.
I don't know. We're patrolling. I think we should be the Faceless Guild.
I can also.
The faceless ones?
The faceless fucking men.
I mean, if that's that's fine.
It would help if we knew about this tragic thing that happened.
Yeah,
to
I
us.
don't know. You've put me on the spot now.
No,
Yeah,
I
we
can
have
also.
the
I can,
context to our guild.
no, because the guild wasn't named for that, right? Like the
Yeah,
guild
no,
had
but
a
like
name
it
before
helped me.
that.
It helped me shape its character, right? Like
I'm imagining, like, you know, when you're playing a video game,
Big
like, as
nasty
in
boys.
Skyrim, and he goes, "I don't remember your name," and then you have to type your name in the screen. We've come to like that
Oh,
screen
no, it's
where it's
like-
like, "I'm sorry, I can't read this language."
Nah, it's
What
like
was the name of your guild?
we've given him the letter, and then it like zooms in on the letter from his perspective, and we have a chance to like enter the
It's
name.
like- type
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
That's perfect.
Fucking hell. Alright.
I don't know.
So we can
Um,
also.
Time to think about this.
Followers
I-
of the orb is
That's
I've
it,
got
fine.
I can also. I can also be like,
Ah,
we can come back to the name later.
What's your name that you decided
we
on?
should make it.
Or like
Um,
had?
They're
Yeah, tell us what yours is. We might
randomly generated name.
Followers
all
of the orb.
because all of the names that I've got for guilds are.
Can we be the
randomly generated.
Fellowship of the
Um,
Orb?
They were the Ivory Swords.
Ivory sword.
The ivory tusk.
Ivory.
Was their original name. So if you guys like, we can like use that as the default, and then if you guys come up with something before the start of next session, we can just replace.
Shit.
So I can't open it. So I don't know what that is. So I don't know what that is, and I think I want to know what message is making you all go crazy. So
Um,
um,
I am all for that, Jake.
Well, Abby said
100%.
Fellowship of the Orb, and I said Fellowship of the Torb. So
oh god. All right.
Come get your
Um,
armor.
Sweet. So we'll like.
oh, they can
pause-
hear the Skype sounds, Liam. By the way.
Yeah, they can't anymore.
Okay.
We can like pause the naming, and we can come back to that if you guys have any
Okay.
ideas.
Yeah, alright.
Would you like to come back to this later?
Yeah, it's like
Yes.
the screen like we see it.
The
we see
name
it,
can be
like-
changed at any point from this location.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like it's like
Don't
It says-
worry, you can change it at any
he
time.
says. So like
Yeah.
he goes, he nods. He reads the letter and he nods. He says, "The Ivory Swords. Good. We were hoping they'd send a representative." And then like the little text in the bottom of the screen is like, "This name can be edited at any point in time. Just go to your settings and like." Yeah. So
As you said the name, I was like, yeah, we were told not to speak too vocally about the guild name. around the other guilds.
He, like, looks around as if, like, noticing the other lesser races watching him in this conversation, as if noticing them for the first time. What? Does their opinion matter so much?
We were told it does. We're just going by our orders.
He looks around. You are here now, meaning you've got past any point that can stop you.
That is good to know.
Yeet.
And all yeet. All we were told is that we would offer any type of service. We have people for everything. We have...
He nods. He says, a point in your favor. But there is still much to decide. And he hands you, like, a bound scroll. And says, your task. If you complete it and make it back to the city in the next 3 days, you will be eligible to be part of our decision.